All right, last one for me. This comes back to the Huawei news from the top of the show. We have some positive developments in the world of U.S.-China trade disputes, ongoing disputes. Trump announces phase 1 trade deal with China. This just, at the time, this came out today. This news came out today. Under this agreement, the U.S. will no longer go forward with a planned tariff increase on October 15th on $250 billion worth of Chinese goods. President Donald Trump said Friday that the U.S. and China had reached a substantial phase 1 deal on trade that will eliminate the tariff hike. Some specifications of the deal. Apparently, they're going to target agriculture. China will agree to purchase $40 to $50 billion of U.S. agriculture products. The agreement will also include commitments by China related to its currency, intellectual property. That's the interesting one for tech fans, because that was the accusation from companies like T-Mobile that there were certain trade secrets being stolen and intellectual property rights that would exist in the U.S. that weren't being followed in China. So that's a piece of the trade deal. And allowing U.S. financial services industry access to Chinese markets. So those are some key aspects of the potential deal. It sounds like a done deal. They haven't written it yet. We've come to a deal on intellectual property, financial services, a tremendous deal for the farmers. This is Trump's words, of course, and a purchase of 40 to 50 billion worth of agricultural products. This doesn't end the tariff situation altogether. It just cools it off and eliminates the upcoming version of it, the increase of those tariffs. There is apparently going to be a phase 2. They're working on a phase 2 version of it as soon as phase 1 is done. There's still the potential here to eliminate another round of tariffs that's set to go into effect on December 15th. That's the one that affects consumer goods such as clothes, toys, and electronics. Obviously, everything is not done here. We have this news. There's also news that emerged yesterday, of licenses being granted to companies that want to sell or interact with Huawei. And Trump is behind those licenses also, so long as it, in his opinion, doesn't present any issues with security, national security. That's his words. That's all his stuff.
Right.
Okay. So you have that. Now you have this. And what we're starting to see is some movement, some momentum here towards potential resolution. And some of the most promising news, if what you're looking for as an onlooker is an end to this dispute, then this is the first truly positive thing we've seen in a while. Mm-hmm. It doesn't immediately solve the situation for if you're a tech fan. There's still a lot of questions that exist out there. And time will tell just how solid these agreements happen to be. But if you combine this news, the Huawei news, all the various other news going on, you could see a future in which there's a cool off and the borders open back up and potentially global trade starts to kind of go back to where it was pre-tariff zone. The stock market, once again, 2 stock market mentions in one episode. The stock market has responded favorably. People are happy. People are making money already just on the speculation that China and the U.S. are going to be cool. Here's the thing, Will. If they don't sort it out, you essentially end up with splintered world economy where some countries do business with some and others don't, and there's restrictions and so forth. And there's potentially big problems that emerge in that type of environment. Mm-hmm. So I understand people who have a strong point of view and an opinion on either side of this particular argument, but shutting down communication completely and not being open to the potential for progress here could lead to other places, unfavorable places. So let's just keep that in mind. Mm-hmm. But anyhow,